our little segment on some news and what's spinning. And Ken, take it away.
Sure. I have a few tidbits mostly. I just read that, or I read that Kerry King was recently on Comp 92.3 radio in Vegas, and they did an interview, and he basically said that it looks like 2026 is a good possibility for new material. So
Yeah.
interesting
From
news.
him or from Slayer?
No, from his Kerry
Oh,
King.
okay.
Yeah, no Slayer. I highly doubt that'll ever happen again. But yeah, so he mentioned that. It was like, all right, well, he's sticking to his guns with that, so that's interesting. And then the other little bit of tidbits I came up with or I found, I did read that ex Megadeth guitarist Jeff Young, apparently he's working on a solo album, which he's been doing for like 11 years straight. It's called Revolutions. Sounds like it's coming out this year. He said it's gonna have a lot of variety on it, so like hard rock songs, some funk, world, and a kind of a world music vibe. So that's pretty cool. I mean, there's no
Mm,
official release date yet, but the way he was talking, it's like it will be released sometime this year, which is cool. So I like his work. One Megadeth album, but I mean, I think I thought he was decent on that album. So
sure.
yeah, I know that's one of your favorite albums, Jim.
Oh yeah, for sure. Love it.
Yeah. And then the last tidbit I have is Forbidden. I did read that they're going into the studio to record. They didn't say album, but they said new song, and that apparently Dan Monograin is joining them for it.
Nice.
And I think Craig was saying something about that Dan's like a real integral part of the band. So it sounds like he's staying on. It sounds like he's going to be doing double duty, like with Voivod and with Forbidden, which is cool. Which is
Oh, and he
cool.
definitely is. He said it. He said he's gonna be a main writer for the entire album.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, and that's cool. But I guess my only point was that I guess he's going to be staying in the band long term. I don't because originally he was just like a fill-in dude when this was first announced. But every time I hear something from out of the Forbidden Camp, it's like, yeah, Dan's here and he's not going anywhere. So, but that's cool. I think that's cool. I'm looking forward to hearing the music whenever they record. So yeah, but that's all I have tonight.
Wicked. Billy, what have you got for us?
Yeah, just one quick news item I thought was kind of interesting and kind of falls in our area was Milwaukee Metal Fest announced a tribute concert. So tribute to S.O.D.,
Oh, nice.
Stormtroopers of Death. So Scott Ian will be there. Dan Lilker will be there. So the two original guitarists and bass player. But there's no Billy Milano. I don't know what's
Oh,
happening there. Jamie Jasta, who of course is the
Oh,
organizer of Milwaukee Metal Fest and vocalist of Hatebreed, he's going to be the singer.
okay.
And then the drummer is actually Scott Ian's son, the
oh,
little.
nice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That should be kind of interesting, but I don't know. I don't follow like Billy Milano that well. I don't know if he's had a falling out or if he's not well or what, but it would be cool to see it with him, I would think.
Well, it would be better for
Yeah.
sure.
But anyways,
I think Jasto will do a good job. He's
yeah,
pretty capable. Yeah,
yeah. And
I
he
like
did
him.
last year at the Milwaukee Metal Fest. He did the he did a lot of vocals with a lot of different hardcore bands. So yeah, I think he it's kind of within his wheelhouse, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So then in terms of that's the only item I had. Excuse me, in terms of what am I spinning this week? So playing Oxygen Destroyer, Guardians of the Universe. So this
Cool.
is pretty cool stuff. Interesting album cover, but you kind of get a mix of like thrash and death and even a little black metal or blackened vocals
Okay.
at times. But it's pretty cool. Guys are from like Seattle. It's like their third album. I
Oh,
just discovered them last year on this one.
how
So
old is that album, Billy?
this is 2024.
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. The
So
cover
yeah,
looks
it's
good.
pretty cool. And the Godzilla album,
Yeah,
that's
I love the
wicked.
cover.
I like that. And then the other album I'm spinning here, it's kind of an interesting one. I have a personal connection because I was at this concert. but we got Hansen and
Oh,
friends, so we're
cool.
talking Kai Hansen,
Hi,
thanks
Hanson.
for Wacken live. So this was like a great performance in 2016, and so basically he's playing all his tracks from his 30, 3 decades in metal album, which if people don't have that, they should definitely check that out. I mean, the vocals on that album is like the who's who of German metal, right?
Hmm.
You get like Kiski from Halloween, you get Hansi from Blind Guardian, Ralph Sheepers, of course, from Gamma Ray, and what's the other one?
Oh,
Uh, his
uh,
latest. They have like 10, 15 albums or whatever.
yeah.
You know, the
Um,
name escapes me.
Primarily,
And Tobias from Avantasia. And so that's a pretty cool album. But on this one, this is like an important piece of history, I think, because this was in 2016. And so about half of this, or almost half, is Halloween covers. And Michael Kiske joined him on stage at Wacken and sang the Halloween covers. Now, that doesn't sound like much today, but
Hmm.
this is pre-Pumpkins United, right? Like in 2018, the band is the first time the band reunited. So this is probably this and Unisonic, which is the solo project of Kiske and Hansen, is really what created everything that happened over the last 7 years, and all those reunited Halloween tours. So pretty cool album. If you're a fan of Halloween or Gamma Ray or Kai Hansen, again, can't recommend this enough. And this is the live, and then the other one's called 3 Decades in Metal, and it's all the studio stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Is
So
that Primal Fear? Sheepers is,
yeah,
yeah,
Primal Fear.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I was saying Primal Rage, but Primal Fear, yeah.
Primal Fear. Yeah, yeah.
Wicked.
So, cool. That's what I got.
Awesome. Well, just a quick little tidbit of news that we kind of continue on from last week with the Black Sabbath show in Birmingham coming up. They've added Guns N' Roses, Tool, and Rival Sons to the bill. And as we found out, Ozzy apparently is just going to be doing bits and pieces. So whatever that means, it's going to be pretty limited, I think. There was some mixed reviews online, people talking about, I mean, we talked about this last week, and we talked about it being kind of, it's great to have a send off, and, Ozzy's health is deteriorating and not very good. So everybody's always been thinking, like, how's he going to participate? And I think this says it. So in very minimalistic amounts. So which probably is legitimate. It's kind of weird they didn't. It's kind of dirty a little bit that they didn't bring that out prior. But I guess any real fans would know that ahead of time, anyways. And
True.
with the lineup that's on there, it's not like I think I don't think anybody thought like Metallica is going to do a set. This band's going to do a set. That band's. I mean, it's all going to be intertwined as more of a tribute. And I would assume members, like single members, as well as bands, will be doing sets of the songs, and probably coming out with the band and doing it. So it still would have sold out and do really well, but
Yeah.
just kind of a little bit sneaky, because that. I mean, we even heard that like Ozzy's voice was in tip-top shape, and he was going to do it by sitting down. And we know there's a lot of bands out there where the singers and that can't move like they used to. So a lot of them do that, and it's still very viable. But then to hear them just have bits and pieces, where the prices with everything going, oh geez, But anyways, still probably one of the biggest things that are going to happen this summer. So anyways,
Might be the biggest thing this summer, really.
yeah, exactly. And then when I'm spinning, I picked up a couple of albums this week. This one here is really cool. I picked up Harlot,
Oh,
Extinction.
nice.
Yeah, I am loving this band, and I got to be honest, it's from our show from a few weeks ago, where we were doing the Australian metal show we did, and this was one of my favorites, but I started picking up their catalog. I think they've got 4 in an EP. So I've got now their second, and this is their third album. But man, this has such a really cool Slayer vibe to it. The first 3 albums seem to really borrow from the the Big Four, the American Big Four. The last album I've streamed it. I'm still gonna get it. It's a little bit different. It's not quite as kind of borrowed from that, but I mean this album sounds so many tracks on this album that have a really cool Slayer vibe. It's really really amazing. This came out I think 2017, so I really hope. I think their last album was 2020. And I really hope they're looking to put something else, but there's no news anywhere. It's a really talented band.
Yeah, that one you showed, Jim. That one's my favorite by them.
Yeah, it's a wicked, wicked album. Oh man, I can't stop spinning it. The other one I picked up was I'm still on my Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah, that's cool.
I picked up Ever Black, which is probably one of their top two in most cases of their most known albums. I got it, and just kind of collecting their whole catalog. Wasn't really a huge fan. I only ever had 2 albums from them. And then their new album, Servitude, that came out last year, just blew me away. So I really started, and I'm listening to them almost weekly now in my playlist. I really, really like it. I'm going to pick up probably the few more that I'm missing. But no, that's what I got, guys.
Cool.
Really cool stuff. But yeah, it's neat when we do a show, and all of a sudden it kind of, because we did our top 10 Australian bands, and then I started really looking into Australian bands, absolutely falling in love with this. So really, really cool.
Yeah. It's funny, that one also showed up probably going back like, I don't know, I'm going to guess at least 25 episodes when we did the newer thrash bands.
Oh, yes.
Right, both Ken and I think we had that on our list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good band.